Welcome to Black Queens Uncut. Grab your wine, your vape, or whatever you need to relax so that we can get into this queen chat. I'm super excited today. Happy Black History Month, first of all. Second of all, the queens have been here for a year now. This week, we started on February the 4th of last year. Can y'all believe it? Like, that's so crazy. We started on February the 4th of last year was when our first episode aired. And I mean, clearly there's been some changes and we have gained a lot of people. So y'all, fans, thank you so much. We've been here for a year. We've been consistent, which doesn't happen often either. So today we have just the queens and we will be doing a 21 questions with the queens. So queens, introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Kiki Boom Boom.
¿Qué pasa? It's TK Trinidad.
And I'm Monique Lovelace. So I'm excited because we got a jar, y'all.
Oh my God. I can't believe it's been a year. Because I remember the first episode, and shout out to Candy who was with us last year. I remember like all of us meeting and starting like this process and shooting the first episodes, and shout out to Josh, like, because it definitely was a team effort. So I can't believe it's been a whole year. Time is going by way too fast.
It's longer.
God damn. I thought we've been doing this for 2 years.
Right. That's what it feels like. I thought we started in 2019. And
That's what I thought until Monique said, no, it was 2020 of February, right before COVID hit. And I said, you know what? That's right. Because when it was four ladies and the four of us would go meet up at the studio, then COVID hit. I'm like, damn, that went by fast. So I'm super excited. I can't believe it's been a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so a lot has changed over that year, but we still been holding on. So thanks to our producer, Josh, thanks to all the people that have helped us. Like we said before, Clement with graphic designer, Benjamin with our pictures, Kiki social media. We have, and us as guests, or as co-host, I should say. It's been a year. I can't believe it. It seems longer.
Time flies when you're having fun, man.
Right.
Fun? Jesus Christ. I'm not talking about the show. I'm just talking about 2020.
No, I'm not talking about 2020. I'm not talking about 2020. I'm talking about the show. Because 2020, wow, it was not fun for a lot of people. But the show wise.
I think that's why you thought we started in 2019, because everybody like skipping over 2020. I'd be forgetting about 2020 sometimes.
Same. Because even when I speak, I'm like, yeah, because last year, and I'm thinking last year is 2019. And someone's like, it's 2021. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about 2020. That's my mindset.
Even when I journal, sometimes I be putting 19. I'm like, oh shoot, no, it's 2021. Like I missed a whole year.
2021. We just all skipped 2020.
And then, our fourth member, we had a fourth member before, Candy. So shout out to her, as she's no longer on the show. But, we wish her the best. And, we hope she comes back.
Though. They're cute.
Yeah, she's working on Taraji's new show. So make sure you guys check that out. I know Taraji didn't give us a sponsor, but check out Candy's new show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she has a lot of great things going on. So we're really excited for her. And hopefully we'll see her joining the Queens again as a guest for the rotating seat. So yes, I'm super excited for 21 questions with the queens. The last time we did like a real get to know the queens was our first episode. And
I'm scared.
We were just like introducing
ourselves. Like too chipper. Way too chipper, but
right, I'm scared. But I see what she did there. 21 questions, 2021. I see that.
Yay, 21 questions for 2021. All right, so we're going to get started. We're going to get right into it. And I'm going to pull the first question. So we're all not going to know these questions. Not even I. Usually I know y'all what I'm going to ask. But okay, so our first question is, this is a good one. What's something people would be surprised to know about you? What's something that people, I'll tell you one thing that people are surprised to know about me is that in middle school, I played the clarinet. So I know how to play the clarinet. Yes.
That's so dope.
Yeah, I was a good clarinet player too.
You seem like a clarinet player. Um,
That was shade.
no,
I
not
felt like that was shade.
It's not. It's not bad. Like when like because I play the flute. So in like my
Okay.
band, you seemed like you didn't seem like a flute player. You seem like clarinet players just seemed a little bit more bossy, you know. So you didn't. You seem like clarinet player. I play the flute. I play the recorder, and I play piano. And I actually sew. Like I can actually like do
Oh,
patterns.
that's dope.
So if people know
Um,
me, then you know that because my dad's a tailor. So.
you guys
Oh,
are
your dad's
lit.
a tailor?
Yeah, my dad was the number one tailor in Toronto. He sewed for like all the Italians and he was that dude.
Mm.
So he taught me how to sew so I can sew pretty much anything. And like
Good tailor is a stylist's best friend.
Okay.
don't be calling me
Mhm.
to sew any shit though.
Yeah, I will now. Like I got some. Can you sew chiffon and silk?
Yeah, you just need the right machine. It's all about the machine and the right size of the needle and all that stuff. I'm actually thinking about like sewing because we're not getting out this mask thing anytime soon. So
Nope.
I'm actually thinking about like starting to sew, like create the pattern and just start sewing some masks because
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. Kiki, what about you? What
Oh
you?
yeah, y'all got talent. I think people would be surprised to know that I'm a fan of old classic movies, like Turner Classic. TCM is my favorite channel, Turner Classic Movies. I grew up with my great grandmother, so I watched a lot of old movies, and not just black and white, but ones in color too. So I'm like a fan of that era, like from the 50s, the 40s. Like that's my thing. I'm an old lady at heart.
okay.
Okay.
And
I remember.
watch them. Like I don't just like I watch movies. I know movies. Like
I
oh
remember you saying that when we had Carla on.
yes, Carla. When I first met Carla, she was like, "You do?" I was like, "Yes, honey." Cary Grant is my man. Clark Gable is my boo. And these people are dead, but
Oh
you
my
know.
gosh, she loves the dead.
But I think people get shocked when I say that.
Oh, I felt this is probably the one that TK was all like up in arms about. When did you lose your virginity? Give me the experience.
Yo.
Give me the experience. When did you lose your virginity?
Oh, good luck.
Be honest, y'all already know.
Okay, I'll be honest. Listen, I'm 35, so we grown,
Right, we
right?
way past that. That was years ago.
Child, I just lost it last year. No, I'm kidding.
What do you mean? I don't be doing nothing, mom.
I just lost it last year, baby. 34. No, I'm kidding. Okay. I'll tell my story. This is horrible, but I'll share it because I feel like there's a lot of young people who can listen to
Yes.
this. I
That was
first
the purpose. I don't mean to cut you off, Nikki,
Yeah.
Kiki, but that was the purpose for this question because we do
Yes.
have younger viewers, and I want to let them know, like, what our experience was because that was years ago. So I feel like it's it's good to talk about for
Yes.
that crowd.
So the first attempt, there was two attempts.
Ooh,
The first attempt, I'm not ashamed anymore, but I was 13, and I'll tell you the reason why. Not because I was ready or not because I wanted to. It was the summer I graduated 8th grade, and I had friends who were fast, and I felt like they were lit. And as a tomboy growing up, at the time, I felt like, oh, boys would only like me. This is at my 13-year-old mindset. If I probably have sex because my friends were having sex. And I remember at the time, he was really one of my good friends. He's married now. I love this kid. And we were both super nervous, and it's like we were getting ready to do it, and literally as we were about to do it, I was like, no, I'm not ready. He was like, thank God, because we both weren't ready. And literally after that moment, we both played PlayStation, like, because that was the homie. He was like, yo, thank God. And every time I run into this guy, beautiful, beautiful family, he's always like, remember that time? So that was my first attempt. So in high school, I knew I wasn't ready, and I wanted to make sure I was ready and it was on my terms and my time. So it's not until I was like 18 is when I officially like lost my virginity in college to this boy, a fucking devil. I in my mind I thought he was like my first love. And you want to know the crazy part is it was in my best friend's dorm room. Shout out to you, Christina St. Fleur. I love you so much. It was in her fucking dorm room in Northeastern, and we did it. And he was like, are you a virgin? Because I was kind of like, yeah. I was like, I am, but I watch a lot of movies. I watched a lot of movies to prepare for this moment. So that was
for this moment.
But the reason I share that is because I know there's a lot of young women and men listening to this. So the moral of my story, and I'll cap it, is whenever you're ready, don't ever let anyone pressure you. It doesn't even have to be when you're young. You can wait until your 20s, your 30s. You can even wait till you're married. Please do not let anyone pressure you. And that's something my great grandmother always taught me, was on your time when you're ready.
Right. And that I definitely feel that, because I can't lie. I planned losing my virginity.
Of course
So
you.
Of
everybody
course
in
you did.
my yes, I am
Such a
that
planner.
person. And everybody says that. That's a funny part. Every time I say I planned it, everybody's like, of course you did. Like, that makes so much sense. And I'm like, I did. But I had a best friend, and I'll make this quick. I had a best friend, and her sister was older than us, and she not by much, but she was older than us, and she had lost her virginity to her boyfriend, and she went crazy over him. And I was like, I never want to be like that. So I planned it. I said it has to be with somebody who's not my first boyfriend. He has to be experienced. So it was a plan. And I was about to turn 16, so I was 15 years old. A lot of people don't know that, because I say I was 16. I was about to turn 16, but I was 15 years old. And because of my hometown, I'm with you, Kiki. Like, all the girls was fast. They had already lost their virginities. Everybody was calling me mom. Everybody's like, you're the mom of the group. You're so like mature and responsible and all this stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I did it with this guy who went to the other schools. We had two high schools in my hometown. That's how small my hometown is. So we had two high schools, and I did it with another guy at the other school. He was a well-known football player, of course. And
Yeah, plan it right.
Okay.
and I had done my research. So my research was that I had asked about him, and everybody was saying that he ate kitty cat good. Like, he ate the
You see, little kids are fresh.
They are. They was like, oh yes, because he was cute. He was short, but he was cute. And everybody was like, yeah, he eats good. Like, he eats the cat good. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And they came and picked me and my best friend up, because we snuck out of my house. It was easy to sneak out of my house. And then we went and we did it. And I was like, oh wow, like, that was what it was. Okay. I mean, it was an experience that wasn't bad, but I will say it was a little painful for me, like, the first time. And I'm with you, Kiki. I'll tell all the girls out there, like, wait until you're ready. I felt ready. I'm not going to lie, because I'm just that person. I have never been the person to be peer pressured, but I felt ready. I was like, well, I'm ready. Okay. I felt grown at that time. But wait until you're ready. Wait until you feel comfortable. Wait until you feel like you can emotionally handle any distress that comes with it. Because once you start having sex, like, there are other things that come along with it. Like, everybody knew that was my first experience because our hometown was so small. But afterwards, he had told everybody, because that was like the reward. I was like the girl to get.
Oh, boys.
He was like the
And
Evans.
yeah, I was the girl to get. And so when I was the girl to get and he got it, he told everybody. And then, everybody was like, oh, I heard that. And then, some people who didn't like me was like, oh, she a hoe. And I was like, well, I'll be a hoe. But at the end of the day, just make sure you're emotionally ready for the things that come with it. So
I agree.
yeah, that was my experience. So yeah.
Wow. So mine was opposite. I had a very healthy, still do have a very healthy fear of my mom. Mind you, she's like 5'3". But there was just this thing where, like, we didn't talk about it. Like, my period came and, she just told me what to do. But we didn't talk about, we didn't talk about sex, period. Like, I literally thought, so when you guys were having sex at that time, I thought people had sex with their clothing on still at that age.
Aww.
Yeah. So, like, my experience of it was like, one, I had a very healthy fear of my mom, so that wasn't going to happen. And I remember I did have a best friend at 16. Like, we used to make out, and his story was, when we turned 16, he's like, my dad said, if I'm gonna do it, I should do it with somebody that, I'm like friends with and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Oh, look at his little game.
Oh, he tried it. He tried it.
What?
later, but he tried it. But
Right.
he tried it. I appreciate it, and respect to my mom for it's like yeah, nah, that's. I might be naive, but I'm not. I wasn't born yesterday, so yeah. I used to like make out and stuff, but I didn't have sex until I actually left the country. So I'm from Canada. For you guys who are just joining, I left the country and I was actually across. I was living in California, and it was with my very first boyfriend, and we had an amazing time, and it was just very like organic. And I'm actually like writing a book about my exes, so he's the first like book, and it's like really amazing to actually like look back. And yeah, and even if you do a journaling, like just to look back and like actually think of yourself at that age. And it was just so like I didn't realize like how naive I was. Like I had no idea. Like I thought, all
How
right,
old were you?
I was 19. I was like, oh, boom.
Okay.
All right, boom.
You're around the same age. I was like 18.
Yeah. I think I found him. He's my boo. I'm gonna finish up this college thing, run for the Olympics, and like we gonna get married. Like I didn't think anything else, period. So it's just I mean, it was a great we had a lot. He was training for the Olympics, so we got it in.
Ew.
Ew.
Got it in a lot. So yeah, it was it didn't end well, but it was a good learning lesson. But same thing, I echo, I retweet everything that you guys said. But it's just so it's so different, just like so like different worlds. Like when you guys talk about, because you guys said you had fast friends, we had that one fast girl, and like everybody looked at her like, all right, cool, like she's cool, she's part of the clique, but yeah, we ain't doing what she's doing.
I was gonna say what I mean by fast friends. Some of my friends were out there, but some had boyfriends at like an early age, and that's
Right.
what I meant. Like they were already fast. For me means they were doing shit faster than I was. So not so much like being fresh. Well, it is fresh because they had boyfriends at like 12, 13, 14 and was fucking. I'd be like, God damn.
The girls in my hometown were fast.
I'm about to say I'm like TK, where we had like one or two who was
we had one girl who got pregnant,
expressive
she
with
like
herself
forever, but I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend. And I remember that, and I did have a boyfriend in high school, but like this is a whole separate story. I ain't gonna go into it. But yeah, it was just like there's certain things that just weren't. It's even up to now. Like there's just certain things that are gonna roll and certain things are not gonna roll. And like I said, even up to today, I don't know if it's I don't know what my mom did, and all respect to her because I need to know what her formula was. But like to today, as a grown ass woman paying my bills in a whole nother country, there's still certain things that just won't fly, period. Like I'm still afraid of my mom. I'm in my 30s.
Right. It was just a different time as well too, because technology, but that in my hometown they were fast. Like girls was pregnant in high school. And I was talking to my best friend and I was like, yeah, I was taking parenting class. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I was taking parenting class. He was like, y'all had parenting classes in high school? I said, yeah, we had parenting. Like I thought.
Yeah, I went to a Catholic high school. They would have fucking burned those kids.
Normal. So,
like a parenting class with the egg, you take care of the egg, or no? Is that something
different?
No,
you got the fake baby. So you got the fake baby.
Oh yeah, I know some schools like that. I went to a Catholic high school, so that shit's never fucking allowed in my.
No, I went to all girls Catholic school, and we had the egg.
But we had like they taught us about like the conception and shit, like, but it wasn't like a baby. Like I know what Monique's talking about because I had friends who went to high school up the street from me, and they had babies that they took home as a project.
Oh yeah, and we had to watch like the birthing
stuff.
But like this next question actually segues really good into this, which is, what does love mean to you?
Oh God.
Kiki does the lip gloss. I'm just doing this protein shake because I can't today, Monique. Jesus Christ.
What does love mean to you? I mean, I feel like this was something we kind of tapped into with Spicy, like Spicy Marie. She kind of, read our lives because a majority of us, all three of us, didn't at that time, couldn't even really describe healthy relationships. So what does love mean? Which is really, I've been on my healing journey. So I'm going to say this and I'm going to wrap it up because I realized when I be listening to these, I'm like, Mo, you be talking forever. Anyway, I could talk. But I feel like love means to me is loving myself first and understanding boundaries. Like, I have to set boundaries with my family. I have to set the standards and boundaries that I have for myself. And I have to show people how I want to be treated. So I have to treat myself that way. So love means to me is loving myself first so that I have an understanding of how I want to be treated, because it has a lot to do with being how you're being treated or respected.
Mhm.
So that's what I get from it. That's what love means to me, is loving myself first. Like, being confident in who I am and really at peace with who I am and the decisions that I make and how I, and being proud of myself. That's another part of like loving myself and knowing, that's support and proud and peace is, I feel like, my meaning of love.
That's a good answer.
Thank you.
Uh,
I
go.
I was gonna say I don't want to get emotional, but this is my period's on the way.
It's
Not
okay,
because
girl. You know, we've cried on this show. We all have.
okay,
Well,
I'm not an
TK,
emotional
I
person.
don't know if she'll shed a tear, but I know I have.
I'm not an emotional person, and I don't like to show my emotions, but I may get emotional with this answer because it's something that I started to realize lately. So I know that I've loved people, but I've never experienced what it's like for someone to love me. So,
Mm,
um, which
mm,
fucking sucks. Damn, I don't want to cry. Anywho, yeah, I've loved people, but I don't know what it's like to be loved. I take that back. I don't know what it's like to be loved from a partner. I know what love feels like from my mom, my family, my great grandmother. Like that's the best love that I got. But I'm also on a healing journey, and I know the most important love, like Monique said, is self love, and that's something that I'm working on. Is really fucking with myself more and loving myself and treating myself. That's why I started going to these spas every weekend and complimenting myself and loving up on me and just being happy with who I am. So that's the love that I'm working on, is self-love, but I don't know what the other love feels like. And that's not a bad thing.
intimacy.
Yeah, like I would love to know what it's like, but I know from my end, I know I've been in love with people, but I never experienced anyone being in love with me. And for a long time, I thought it was a bad thing. I was like, oh, that sucks. No one's ever really good at me. But it's like, no, bitch. That was just the rejection was just God's protection, and it's fine. Those people just weren't for you. And that's a learning lesson and a learning experience. But you're gonna love yourself. And in the meantime, when you do that, someone will come along and you deserve the type of love that you are gonna get. So
Right. And just to throw it in here before TK goes, is I just want to say that's also intimacy, which I totally will say that when it comes from that part, I've experienced that before. And I feel like God knew I needed that at the time. So it was my ex-fiance, and he was very, in that case of love, he was very supportive. He let me be who I was and who I needed to be at that moment. Because he came into my life when my grandma, who was like my mother, had just passed away. And I had never had anything as devastating as that happen to me before. And I was about to graduate, which made it even harder. So I think it had a lot to do with support and just really giving that intimacy and showing me that, he cared and he was just there and that he was supportive. And so, yeah, I think, that has a lot to do with intimacy, which I feel like we all want. Anyway, TK, go on.
Yeah, the first word
What does
that comes to
love mean to
mind
you?
is unconditional. So, it's one of those things where like that unconditional love that like my mom showed, like she's a ride or die. And I feel like when people are in my circle, I'm the same way. And what I've learned from 2020 is I can't let everybody, I need to vet people a little bit more. And so I learned that experience. So essentially it's like what I show other people, I like want in return. That unconditional where it's like you come as you are, and as long as you are open to not necessarily changing, like I can't say, oh, well, I want you to do this, but open to like, hey, I feel this way and empathetic, then then that's how it's gonna that's where the understanding works. So that to me is like the ultimate, because no matter what, even though like I don't have these huge conversations with my mom. Despite it all, if I were to go one day and just bare my soul to her, like, I know she's not going to be like, I know she'll be who she is, a mom, but it won't be one of those situations where I can't believe you did this and she'll turn her back on me. And that's how that it took me a long time to understand her approach, but I really, really appreciate it because that's how I treat other people. So in essence, in a relationship, that's that's what I want back, where it's just like, all right, there's an understanding. This is how we do, this is how we roll. There's an understanding no matter what. And there's never going to be a day where you question like if that person's going to be there. It's a ride or die type thing in a positive way, don't be bringing any negative shit, but
right.
Right. So that got a little deep. So on a lighter note, who do you currently have an attainable crush on? Like, who are you currently like? You could holler at him today, and y'all could go on a date right now.
Okay, so
this is my most, y'all. I can't believe I did this question because I do have a crush, and a lot of people know who it is, and I'm here to say it. So go.
Say it first, then. Say it first. Say it loud.
No, go ahead. You was talking, TK. Go ahead.
Well, I can't say his name. It's a gentleman caller that it just, for you folks who don't know, so I have a business company and stuff like that, and I've been slanging my stuff everywhere. Cocoa butter to everybody and everybody I know. Trust me, because the hustle's real. So and I vowed never to date anybody in the industry ever again. And this individual, he bought some stuff, and there was a little bit of a connection. And now I'm just trying to figure things out and, taking a different approach. So I don't want to say his name. I'm not going to say his name. So sorry, y'all. But yeah, it's very different, and it's very new, and it's very annoying. So there's a lot of talk sessions with my therapist.
So he's in the industry?
Yeah, he's in the industry.
Is he known?
Yes, he's known.
Ooh.
So
I like this.
So yeah. So I can but he is very, very different to what I'm used to. So I can holler at him, but I don't know if I should. I don't know. I'm talking to God at the moment. We're trying to figure it out.
You should. Why not shoot your
Why
shot?
not? Life is short. Shit.
No, I have.
Right.
You know what? This is a whole nother. This might spice back on. However, I have shot my shot, and the shot was reciprocated. But now it's the decision of continuing to shoot the shot. So that's
that. I feel that.
That's where we are right now.
I feel that.
Got it. Kiki.
I'm thinking. I don't. Go ahead, Monique. I don't know.
Kiki, did you not see the questions? Did you not prepare for the questions?
I did, but child.
Okay, so I'm going to take. I have to do this. I'm going to take right now. Because we are chit chatting. I'm going to take TK's approach. I am not going to say his name right now.
So why y'all not saying
his name though? Like, does the people like in these 3 boxes know who he is?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Can y'all put y'all names in the chat so I can know? Because now I feel like
Kiki. You talked about you guys. We've talked about him on air.
Monique's, I know. Yours, I don't know.
I'm not gonna say.
Oh, I'm a sideline her on that one. Okay. So anyway, he is pretty known. I don't know if it's just in LA or
he's known. He's known.
He's known. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's known. I like his vibe. We just recently crossed paths again, as we've crossed paths multiple times, and Mo just got the gumption because for some reason when I see him, I don't know what happens. I'm a confident woman, but whenever I see him, I just go, I don't know what happens, but I do like him, and this is the first time I think I will say that I'm really taking it like super slow. Like I haven't jumped out, I haven't really shot my shot. It's just been like talking back and forth. And yes, he is known and he's really cute. Like, guys, he's really cute. And I'll say he's in the space of music.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll say space of music and
Entertainment.
entertainment.
I would just say
I'll
entertainment.
put it out
I would
there.
say entertainment. Because
Okay.
entertainment is everything. Music, movies, TV, like that space.
Because when you say
Okay.
music, I think of an artist.
Yeah,
When
because
you
when you say music, I'm like, what rapper you talk to?
yeah, that part.
Well, okay. I won't say music. I'll say yes, he's in entertainment.
Like media.
Yeah, like media. Kind of like us. Maybe like a host.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm trash. I don't have a crush, nor do I talk to anybody. So there's that.
But wait,
Oh my gosh.
wasn't the question who you could shoot your shot to?
Like and have a date like right now. Like
Oh, okay.
go on a date like right now.
It's a nobody for me. Wah, wah, wah.
So having this date, what is your ideal of the perfect first date? So yeah.
I actually had quite a few of those, and I think Monique and I have talked about it. It's one of those things where you have conversations. Like there's one, I think Monique, I've told you about the writer before. It's one of those things where you go on a date and you forget the time. Like I remember when I saw this one guy, and I thought, oh man, this was a long time ago. He's in the industry, and I looked at him and was like, yo, I'm not even his type. Like I already know, but let me just go on and get this meal. And it was at this nice Italian restaurant, and we ended up like closing up the spot because we were just talking so much, and it was so free flowing. Like and it doesn't even matter about where you go. It's just about the conversation. To me, like that's what hooks me. If we can have a conversation and we can laugh and we can flow in and out of different things, and I don't have to like educate you on certain words, which has happened recently. I don't have to be your dictionary. And then I'm all about like that's the ideal. I don't have to explain to you about where Canada is or like just certain things to me that's just been my upbringing. Like we're good to go.
I second that. I retweet that. Like for me, doesn't matter what we do, where we go, as long as I can laugh, because laughing is like my thing. And if I can find someone who can make me laugh, because I'm hella goofy, and we could just have a great time. And like TK said, a great conversation where you just lose all track of time. That to me is the perfect first date. Doesn't matter where we go, what we do, as long as I can laugh.
I think I'm a third that one. I'm a sapiosexual. Of course, I love to talk. So I like somebody who can carry conversation or go with me with the conversation. So it has to be like a good time, good laughs, because I like to laugh too. I am kind of goofy. I don't know if I like that word yet for me, but people have called me goofy, and I'm like, I feel offended.
I took the word back.
Um, but I do like to laugh, and so I think it has a lot to do with being able to hold and carry good conversation.
Yes.
Like I was just telling when I talked to my friend too, I was just telling him like it's so crazy because it's not that I have like everybody. I say the Great Wall of China, and everybody says like, "Oh, Monique, you're so like guarded," and it's like I'm not really guarded. It's just in 2.5 seconds if you talking some stuff to me that I've heard 150 million times, you're not standing out to me. So I got things to do and I'm gonna move on.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to
Period.
think out by being able to like, come at me a little bit different or, be able to hold those conversations while we're on a date or, be able to have that other than just, oh, you look good and your body look good in that dress. Like,
Yeah.
thank you. But no, thank you. So yeah, I third that. It doesn't matter where we go, what we do. Even though I've had some bomb ass dates, um, it all has to do with, if we vibe, if we kind of like click, that would be a good first date.
Yeah. And also if you can handle my very, very, very dry ass sarcasm. If
Oh
you
yes.
if you can laugh at my dry ass jokes and you can laugh with me and not look at me like
Same.
then we are cool. Cause I like there's it's I don't know if it's a Canadian thing because now I'm realizing like there's a lot of people from Toronto where I think it comes from like I don't know, but my sense of humor is definitely not like it's gonna take a little bit to get it. So if you get it on the first try, then like
It is a little different because
But
sometimes
you know what though? I always say like my first language is sarcasm, and then it's English. Like I'm super
yeah,
sarcastic. So I agree with TK. Like if you are a guy and you can pick up sarcasm, that's like the biggest turn on to me.
yeah, you can figure it out because I'm realizing
so right. So our next question is, why do Black women call each other the B word?
bitch.
Bitch, please. Bitch.
Hold on, I got 3 explanations for this because I gotta break it down. So
I mean,
I don't think there's any science to it, honestly. I really don't. I just think it's something where we took the term and we wanted to use it as a term of endearment towards each other, just like the N word. Some people in the Black community use it, some people don't. I
right,
do feel like it depends on how you're using it. I don't know if you're talking about like the friendly way, because that's what me and my friends we do. It's like, bitch, girl. So
right,
I personally don't think it's a science towards it, but if it's the unfriendly way, that's not a Black thing. That's just everyone uses the word bitch. And just to plug this, there's a show on Netflix called the history behind curse words, and there's an episode, a bitch episode, and they break down the word bitch, how it started, why people use it, and it's a really good episode. And it makes you think about certain curse words. And I was watching the bitch episode and I was like, okay. Because the way it started, it's very interesting. So I just have everybody watch it. But I think it's just I know everyone doesn't use it, just like everyone doesn't use the N word. And I think it's fine if you want to use it, if that's in your vocabulary. But I think it's just one of those things, like if you're comfortable, it's a term of endearment if you fuck with somebody. That's just me.
right. I feel like it could be 2 things. It could be a term of endearment, like, bitch, you about to drop some tea, like,
Yeah.
bitch,
Bitch, let me tell you about
I
this dude that
got
just said in my DMs.
and then the third one is, bitch, I'm about to beat that ass. So
But I'm about to say, like, that's not a Black woman thing. That's just people use the word bitch when they're mad or they're cussing someone out. That's just
right,
everyone, men call us bitches, which is unfortunate. People describe people, they call people a bitch when they feel like they're weak or they're acting quote unquote, and I'm using quotation and air marks for those who can't see, bitch. But I don't think the bad word bitch, I don't think that's a Black woman thing. Everyone
right.
does that. Everyone's like, oh, you're a bitch, you're acting like a bitch. But the Black woman part of it, I do think that's the term of endearment. Like, bitch, you know this fucking dude. Like,
I feel like it's an term if for us it is a term of endearment, but it also could be a term of I'm about to drop some tea. Okay.
okay, bitch.
You know that tone is different when you about to drop some tea, or if it's a term of endearment, like hey bitch, or
Bitch, we
bitch.
going to brunch today, bitch. What you bitches doing? That's the term of endearment. The fucking fucked up part is, again,
Yeah.
that's why I encourage people to watch the episode, the bitch episode, because I think it's like 8 episodes, and each episode is a curse
Where's it
word.
on Netflix?
It's
Hulu?
on Netflix, and Nicolas Cage is hosting it, and it's all comedians that are speaking about it, so that's what makes it funnier.
Oh, that's what that show is.
Yes,
Okay,
it's
got
so
it.
funny. Like episode 1 is the F word, and then they do like dick,
kind
pussy,
of like
bitch.
a George Carlin stand up like back in the day. He did the evolution of some or the 5 dirty words or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I interchange. I use like in that I never really use it in fight way, but
Yeah.
the term of endearment, like I interchange between whore, bitch, and the N word.
Same to me too. Like, what you whores up to? I love you, whores.
Yeah,
I never say whore. I always say hoes. I love you, hoes.
Like hoes too.
Hello.
I like hoes.
Yeah, I like
me and
hoes.
my best friend from high school, we do the whore word all the time. But yeah.
So, what personal quirk would get your black card revoked?
Oh,
I know mine.
like,
And when I tell people, they do look at me like, didn't you listen to Beyonce? I do not like hot sauce.
Got hot sauce. But you know what? I'm not a fan of spicy either. So
we all don't like spicy.
I don't I don't like
I do not carry hot sauce
I
in
do
my
not put hot sauce
bag.
on anything.
I never have said that part in Beyonce's song because I don't
I
carry
got hot sauce in my bag. Swag.
I don't like hot sauce.
I mean, have I put it on things? Yeah, but I'm not like looking for it. Like some people look for hot sauce and they have to put it on. I'm not a fan of it.
Oh, that and I can barely play spades.
Oh, listen. Okay. Okay, here's mine.
I know I have one for you, Kiki. But go on, say yours.
Mine's is I don't know how to braid, but that sucks because that shouldn't be a black person. That's so fucking stupid though. Like, what are we baby slaves? Like, I just feel like if you think about it, like, why black girls had to be the people that learn how to braid? We ain't nobody's mama. Like,
sending Kiki the braid videos too on IG. I
don't know why. You know how many people don't know how to braid? And I just feel like, because I was the kid that was playing outside. I wasn't doing people's like, but shout out to the people who have that talent and that skill. Like, I don't know how to braid. I don't know how to play spades. I did when I was little, but as I got older, I forgot. And when you ask black people to teach you, you get cussed out. So I just stopped asking black people to teach me. What else? I think that's really mine is the braiding the spades. I think that's really it for me.
See, in Toronto, it's dominoes. I never grew up with spades. We did dominoes, so I don't know.
Yeah, spades is like the American. Like I feel like they teach us that at birth. And I learned when I was like 10, I knew how to play spades. But child, as I got older, I'm like, I forgot. Can someone reteach me? They're like, no!
Oh, they'll cut you out. They'll be like, get out of this game.
You should remember. I'm like, I don't fucking remember. I barely remember what I did yesterday. How am I supposed to remember how to play
spades? TK, what's your worst?
I think the hot sauce is one. I don't know. People always be threatening, but it's just over like, I think it's just a Canadian thing. Like it's because I'm not like American enough, but I don't know. I mean, the hot sauce, I guess, might be one.
I know for me, I'm not a huge fan of chicken.
Fried chicken.
I
love fried chicken, but I'm not the biggest fan of watermelon.
Neither am I.
That fried chicken be getting me in the grocery store because I stopped eating meat.
But it be so good, don't it?
I like, you know what's gross? I like the skin of fried chicken, but I'm not like a fan of like chicken wings.
Too.
I'm so corny. I'm like, can I have boneless chicken? I'm fucking corny.
I don't really like chicken like black people be saying. Oh, you got I'm like, I'm okay. I'm good.
I'm like, can I get the salmon, the shrimp?
Right.
No chicken.
Okay, so next question is this is one of my favorites. What do you say to someone when their baby isn't cute?
Oh, that's not nice.
Yeah. No, that's real. There are ugly babies out there.
I think all babies are ugly. They all look like little aliens. It takes them a while to form.
All babies are not ugly.
Okay, here's my thing. I will never tell someone that their kid is ugly or comment on that because that's rude. I will never do that. But if I've noticed that someone's child isn't quite attractive yet, I will just simply still say your baby's cute because I think as new parents you probably want to hear that. So I'm still in the your baby's so cute.
Really, I'm not a liar. I'll be like, I will comment on something like, oh, look at those adorable toes, or like
no, because then the parent knows that you think their kid's ugly now. If you go straight to like beautiful gowns, you'll be like, damn, bitch, you don't think my baby's cute?
I'm not gonna lie, baby or not. Babies are innocent, but they're not all cute. There's a difference.
I'm not telling someone that their baby's not cute, so I will say they're cute anyway.
I'm not going to tell them that they're not cute, but you do have people who be like, "Oh my gosh, look at this baby! What are you like? Aren't they so cute?" And
I'll be like, "Yes, they are."
No. No. I say, oh, they're so adorable.
Yes.
They're adorable.
Look at those little faces.
Yeah, that's TK comment.
I'm trying to think of when the last time I've seen an ugly baby. Like,
I know.
I usually like, because I do like 5K walks and stuff now, and I see all the babies in the park. And like I'll go up to parents, especially when they're like, 2 or 3 and they're walking. I won't go up to them, but I'll like yell 6 feet apart, like, hey, your baby's cute. Like I'll let parents know, but I don't remember the last time I've seen like ugly, like, oh, God made some issues on this one. I don't remember when I've seen a lot like an ugly baby. So
yeah, baby.
I wouldn't know what to say. I guess I just wouldn't say anything.
That's true too. I probably wouldn't.
Congratulations.
We probably won't get through all these because it's like 45 minutes already, but what's your spirit animal?
Lion.
Leo. That makes sense.
That's a good question.
I feel like mine is an eagle or an elephant, sturdy.
I was gonna say mine's probably an elephant. I love elephants. They're so they just seem so calm and chill until you kind of like really fuck with them. I like them.
I guess that's not my spirit animal then.
I was about to say that. I was gonna keep it in, but
you know what? My spirit animal is a tiger. I'll say that.
Yeah, I could say tiger for you. Mine, I think mine would be like an elephant or a giraffe, like animals that seem really cool, but then I learned like things that these animals can be killers. I've learned that about giraffes. I was like, yo,
yes.
So animals that seem cute and cuddly, but can probably fuck you up. So I think for me, it's a giraffe and an elephant.
Okay, mine is like an eagle, because I like to be free, and I like to like just be like kind of all over the place sometimes, or I move quicker than a lot of people. So
they also attack swiftly.
Huh?
They also attack swiftly.
Yeah, I attack swiftly. So I would say an eagle, or a tiger. Like those are my two. Next question, because now we got to start going through them a little faster. Would you rather live a day as Harriet Tubman or Madam C.J. Walker?
Madam C.J. Walker.
I say Madam C.J. Walker because if I was Harriet Tubman, I'd be like, a lot of you niggas shouldn't have been free. And I need to beat like dead ass. I feel like Harriet Tubman be looking at us like, fam, what the fuck, bro? Because there'd be some ignorant shit. Like, but let me tell you, like, I love Harriet Tubman. She's like one of my favorite people. And the confidence that she had to have and just how amazing this woman was. She risked her life to go back and forth and to bring Black people to freedom. I don't know if I embodied anything that queen has. So I hate when people are like, we are not our ancestors. I'm like, yeah, we're not, because we're pussy. Like these people fucking risked their lives, got their asses beat, murdered, killed, and they were still on the front line. So I just know I couldn't embody anything that Harriet Tubman could, but definitely Madam C.J. Walker, because Madam C.J. Walker.
I had in mind that I was going to say Harriet Tubman, but when you said that, I was like, I don't know.
This had to go through a lot, man. Like
a day in her life, honestly, I probably would have died because I got too much mouth.
But that's another thing. But sis, like, when you read about Harriet Tubman, she was short. She carried a gun. She didn't take no shit. She was a boss, yo. Like, I am really intrigued by her life. So I started like researching her because I'm a history fanatic. But as I got older, I really wanted to know who Harriet Tubman was. And I just know I could never be as strong as this woman was. And not to take anything away from Madam C.J. Walker, I just think the circumstances, Madam C.J. Walker was free. It was a different time.
Right.
Many, many years later. So.
Right. That's hard. You know what? I'm going to stick with my answer. I'm going to say a day as Harriet Tubman.
She was the boss.
I'm going to say a day as Harriet Tubman because I definitely feel like really getting to know what our ancestors went through in that time would be something that I could do probably a day in, but other than that,
I'll turn into Nat Turner. I can't. And start fucking people up.
Okay, so we're going to do like two more, and then what we could do is just go ahead and do the rest later, and then they have to watch it on like our Patreon.
Yeah, because I like this. This is fun.
Okay, so when was your first kiss, and how and who was it? I would never forget the day, y'all. This is so crazy. I was in 5th grade, and I will never forget this. I was in 5th grade when I had my first French kiss. And he was like in 6th or 7th grade or something like that. It was my boyfriend at the time's cousin. So my boyfriend had left.
I
We were
just
at
got
this,
that. Wait, your boyfriend? Okay.
my little boyfriend at the time, because you had your little boyfriends.
Mm-hmm.
My little boyfriend at the time, because you don't do that with your boyfriends. You just like, I don't, why do you have a little boyfriend? I don't know.
Okay.
But he was my little boyfriend at the time. And we were at the skating rink, and I used to go to the skating rink every weekend. And yes, I can still skate, y'all. I can ice skate, I can rollerblade, and I can skate, okay, and backwards. But anyway, that's the one thing that my black card will not get revoked for. Anyway, we were at the skating rink. Your Body by LSW, was it at the time?
LSG.
Was playing because that was my favorite song.
Mad. I'm so mad.
And I think he kind of like asked me or something, and I was like, sure. And we were kissing, and we like literally kissed all night. It was the worst French kiss.
Ew, I can imagine. 5th grade. Y'all don't even know what y'all doing.
I know, it was so slobbery. I was like, eh. But at the time, I was like, oh, I'm kissing. Like, I was excited because I was kissing. Like, I was going to go back and tell all my friends. And I knew my boyfriend was probably going to be mad at me because it was his cousin.
Oh,
and so, yes, I was like, oh, she fast. Yes, it was 5th grade. We was at the skating rink, and LSG was playing Your Body. Mm-hmm.
I am crying.
Like 9110024.
Mine was 8th grade. My mom had me in all these cool like little activities, and I was in a cooking class, and it was at a rec center that I used to go to, and it was this kid I had the biggest crush on, and I didn't think he paid me any attention. And I remember, I'll never forget what we were making. My favorite food today is pasta, not because of this, but we happened to be making spaghetti, and the teacher at the time was like, hey, Nakia, can you go grab some more like noodles or something? It was like in a different space, you had to leave, and he's like, oh, I'll go help. And I'm like, okay, mad goofy. And we're like in the space looking for like more plates, bowls, pasta to bring to the class. And he's like, I just want to tell you something. And I'm like, yes. I'm so geeky at the time. I'm like, what? And he literally pushed me. So it felt like a movie on the thing and just started making out with me. And I was like,
dang.
What? I was like 13. I'm like, excuse me, but I like this. Like, I didn't actually be in my space, but. And then he literally walks off. I felt like I was in a soap opera. He walks off, and I walk back to the class, and I'm like, and my best friend was like, bitch, we're 13. Bitch, what happened? I'm like, oh my God, this kid just made out with me. So that was like my first real makeout sesh, 8th grade.
Yeah, that was my first makeout sesh, 5th grade. But y'all know what? I didn't kiss again. I don't think I kissed again until I lost my virginity.
Oh, I like kissing.
It depends.
See, I remember where it was. I just can't remember what year. I need to text my best friend that. So my best friend, Anika, she like my older sister, and she was just, thank God for her, because I think she really kept me out of a lot of trouble because she was just very wise. But she had a boyfriend, and then we were at the Boys and Girls Club in Toronto, and she had a boyfriend, Tony. And then he had a cousin who I liked, but I think he would like somebody else. And there's this other guy named Mark. So I ended up kissing him. But he was like chubby. He wasn't even my type. People who know me, I love me my football players and basketball players now. Yeah, he wasn't my type. It was a good kiss. But it was like, okay. Actually, I need to text her. I'm going to text her right now because I don't know what year that was. That was because we used to do Boys and Girls Club every summer. So I don't know.
Yeah, get that info so that we can update. We're going to stop right here. We do have more questions. So if you want to get to know the queens more, we're definitely going to finish out this episode. You can visit our Patreon. Is that how you say it? I always say Patron.
I was like, Patron, ew.
Y'all can visit our Patreon to listen.
We should do like a part, like you said, like a part 2, maybe in the future.
Yeah, we'll release the part 2, but right now if you want to listen to the rest, then you can go to our Patreon, as we will be finishing
Patreon.
Patreon. That's what I said. Patreon.
Okay.
Your accent.
Patreon. Um, so that you can get the rest of what the queens, a little bit more of the queens. I think it should be fun. And we'll definitely release another one of these. But if you want to get the rest of the questions that we have, make sure you visit that. So, queens, let them know where they can find you. This was fun.
This was fun. I like doing stuff like this. You guys, since I'm trash and I'm not like these two, I don't have the famous boys in my DMs. But if you are famous listening to this, please feel free to slide into my DMs at Kiki Boom Boom. Hi, Drake. I'm kidding.
Well, I am
Kidding.
still. I mean, shoot your shot. Drake's looking for a boo. I'm currently still auditioning for Gentleman Callers for 2021, but an official one. So you can feel free. This is the first time I'm putting it out there. You can feel free to go into the DMs, but come proper. You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. Don't forget, if you guys slide into the DMs, you should buy some cocoa butter, because then I'll even pay more attention.
That's the only reason why she's telling y'all to slide into the
Okay.
That's the only reason.
I am 2021 is a different year, and I'm saying, Gentleman Callers, you can slide into last year I was saying don't bother sliding the DMs. If y'all remember.
She did.
I'm saying, I am open to Gentleman Callers. So if you want to be a gentleman caller, come correct. And I'll even pay more attention if you buy some cocoa butter at centerin.co. Not to say that you could be official, but I appreciate it. Support Black business. Damn.
Right, support Black businesses. Definitely, you can find me on IG at It's Money Gloveless. And I mean, I could tell y'all to not slide in my DMs, but people do anyway. So
same.
Feel free to do whatever you want to do as an individual. Okay. And yes, thank you so much. Make sure y'all catch us at Queens Uncut. We are on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, also Twitter, and we have our website, blackqueensuncut.com. Also check us out every Wednesday for a new episode, which we have something cute coming for Valentine's Day, so we're super excited for that, so make sure you catch up with that. And we also are thanking you guys. Make sure you catch us every Wednesday at Anchor, Apple, Google, wherever you need to be to listen to the queens. We are there, so make sure you listen to us, and check out our YouTube page at Black Queens Uncut so you can see these videos. We might just upload the rest of this video, the rest of the questions, to the YouTube, so give it to our fans for free, so that y'all can get to know the queens. And we're so glad that you listened. Thank you so much. And we'll see y'all next Wednesday, or we'll see y'all. Y'all will be listening to us next Wednesday. We'll be talking next Wednesday, right? Okay.
Yep.
Bye, queens. Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye.